This is for you if you're tired of having to fight with a narcissistic person. You're wondering what you can do to overcome this abuse and what they have caused you, and if they keep on hurting you still, if they are in your life and you find it unbearable, because it is. If you're wondering what the cause and effect is and what you should do, how you should react, how you should think about this. So I want to help you, and this video is about that. So how to win with a narcissist. You cannot get there. Likely, maybe you have already noticed throughout your life that you cannot get there by pleasing them. You cannot get there by trying to change yourself into being evil too. You cannot get there by lying to yourself and letting yourself be blinded by the abuse. You cannot get there if you're not being true to yourself and to the truth that you are really being abused, that you have been abused all along by them, that they're not good for you. So the only way that you can overcome this and win over them, because it is a competition, because that is what they create, that is what they want. So they have created this chaotic competition situation, which is very toxic and immature. They have created that with you without your consent, because of course you did not want this to happen. You did not deserve it, or you cannot take it. It's very unhealthy for you and your health and your life. It's very unsafe. But that is what they have created. And so you just have to understand what's going on, and you need to be, liberating yourself from it, stepping back from that toxic cycle, and you have to take certain precautions and actions. So these are the only ways, these are the only tools that will help you win. Number one is that you can remain as grounded and calm as possible when you're dealing with them. You don't want to be giving them any more of your energy, attention, time, or care, or love, or support, anything, because, they have been playing those mind games on you, and they are going to continue to do that if you give them the power. So you need to stop allowing them to get to your brain, to get to your health, into your own personal space. And number two is you have to be aware of your personal boundaries when it comes to them. Maybe write them down, really think about this. Because maybe you have not done the work and you are in a desperate need of help and support. So be clear on your demands, your boundaries, especially if this is a situation that you need to be negotiating with them about something. Maybe you are going to court about this, for example. So you need to be clear on your communication, so that you will be really heard and understood and, respected correctly as you stand in your truth. So I really recommend that you write everything that you want when you're seeking justice regarding this. So you need to be very clear on your boundaries, what you won't accept, what you won't tolerate from them, any longer. You need to be clear on everything, honest with yourself. What has happened, that you have been the victim all along, and this is the truth. And your boundaries have to be firm, and that you actually understand that you deserve to set them and have those demands. Step number 3, you are in no contact as much as possible, cutting them off, drawing that boundary, drawing that healthy line between you and them, so that you can create your own personal space in peace, that they are not constantly there to hurt you and trigger you. So you're like blocking them off in one way or another. You're cutting off all contact. You're staying true to yourself, like you should do. Back yourself up and support yourself to be in that calm and firm state. Step number 4 is, once you have taken these first important steps, that you can be as calm and clear and firm as possible. Practice that, because it can take a lot of practice, especially if you've been very scared, very alone, very depressed and anxious, and very, very, very in that deep, dark place when you've been fighting against these kind of evil people, especially if that has been happening all your life. So you have to really give yourself the slack and really practice this, really look inward and take these first steps. So I will get to step number 4. So step number 4 is the more empowered state of being. So when you're really supporting yourself, you acknowledge what has been happening, you know the truth, you're leaning on the truth, you're leaning on yourself and God like you're supposed to, because you cannot be leaning on these toxic people or that toxic narcissist. You have learned your painful lessons that you cannot trust them. But you need to be able to trust yourself and God and in the universe to support and love you, that things can actually work out in your best. So the 4th step is empowerment with faith and trust, peace and calm and beliefs. And the 5th step is to really understand that you never deserved this, that you're letting yourself become empowered by supporting yourself, by letting yourself be vulnerable with yourself, with, crying it out, whatever you need to do that is healthy for you. I hope that you don't need to be drinking or taking drugs or medications because of this, because it's not worth it, that you're self-sabotaging again, especially if you've been fighting yourself out of those bad habits already that don't serve you, they don't serve God, they don't serve your life. Medications, of course, they can help you, but ultimately I don't recommend them, but healthy things. So this is the only path really to win over them. And I hope that you can stick to this path, this plan. Be creating this game plan for yourself. Stick to it. If you need a personal coach and therapist, I'm here to help. You can book a one-on-one call with me. We can talk about this. You will be heard and respected and understood authentically if you book a session with me. I will empathetically, of course, hear you out and support you as much as I can. And you can trust that you are in good hands if you book a session with me. Of course, my book will also help you. I've also created my online courses so that you can actually step up into your own authentic power and to be able to manifest your good life to happen. And I want to remind you that the whole point of this empowerment work that I'm here to support you with, the whole point of that is that you learn, you know, where you stand in life, and that you never really deserved this, because likely they have brainwashed you and manipulated you into suffering so much that the pain, the trauma, the wounds, all of that suffering, illnesses, symptoms, they are keeping you stuck. And that is why you feel that you cannot move forward with your life, that you cannot move on. So God wants you to move on. I want you to move on. So that is why it's important to do that.